I just wanted to make a really quick video of this question that has been asked multiple times, and I know that it has really nothing to do with fitness. Well, in my domain it does, but it's just how to deal with loss. And since the whole thing with my parents and one of my really good friends and then one of my coworkers happened, it's been very difficult, and I've handled them different ways. So maybe my experiences, because I don't have a degree in psychology, I'm going through this myself, so I hope that what I have done maybe might work for you, or you can take it as experience and maybe be like, oh no, I'm not going to do what she did, I'll just do this or do that. So maybe if this video helps at all, then great. Okay, so the first thing that you have to understand is that it's going to hurt, it's going to suck. It's somebody that you've had in your life, I'm assuming for a long time, or someone that's a big part of your life, and for them just to instantly be gone, it's going to be hard. So people usually handle it two ways. They either freak out and start crying, or they realize it instantaneously, like, oh, this is happening. This is really, really happening. And you deal with the loss a lot faster. You have that grief. With other people, it takes them a while for them to realize that it's happening. So when my mom passed away, it was really difficult. Because I didn't believe it, because every time she went to the hospital, since I was little, she always came back. So for her not to come back, it was just really an eye-opener. Like, okay, she's not coming back. This is real. So that's when I just focused on sports, and that's what helped me get through high school. High school was really a tough time for me, but I got through it. So then when my dad passed away, I started focusing on lifting heavier. Not necessarily like powerlifting, just lifting until I couldn't lift anymore. And it was a different high, and it felt better. And the only thing is, like, I try to chase that high and lift heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier each time. And I necessarily didn't really care about my nutrition, so I didn't really look the best, but I was strong, so that's good. And whenever my friend Rich passed away, it was difficult because I blamed myself because I wasn't there. And that's one thing that you have to realize, that it's not your fault. It's part of life. So don't beat yourself up about it, and realize that you did have time with that person, and you do have memories, and you do have experiences that you're not going to have with anyone else that you had with them. So you got to cherish that and be happy about that, because life is so short. You never know when it's going to end for you, and it sucks and it's scary, but it is what it is. So, and then when my friend Randy passed, it was really like a really big shock, because she just turned 20, she's full of life, and she was like the smallest little girl, but she had like the most sass, the most energy. It was just like you couldn't be sad or depressed around her. It was really hard. She was just, it was just amazing. So whenever I heard the news from my coworkers, it was just hard to believe, because it just goes to show you how short really life is. And I'm glad that I got the opportunity to meet her, because that girl is one of a kind, and she has such an enticing personality that it made me stop being like crabby and mean and stuff around her. Like, we were still mean to each other, but just as a joke, because we had that type of relationship. But as far as to other people, it made me stop and realize that I need to not hold grudges and stop just being like a B word, excuse my language, without having really a reason to. So I learned with that, and I'm still learning, to not be angry. My advice would be to find an outlet. It doesn't necessarily have to be the gym. It doesn't have to be anything with physical activity, although that would be really great for you and your body and your overall health. But you can do hiking. Hiking's fun. You can do swimming. You can do yoga. You can do cycling or biking actually outside. There's dancing, there's Zumba, boot camps. You can even and do a hobby, just something that's going to take you out of your normal environment, like working and sleeping and just being at home, and has a focus. So it has a beginning, a middle, and an end result. So you have like those short-term goals and long-term goals, so you feel fulfilled. So you feel like you actually have a purpose. Because whenever you stop and you take the time to really think of everything, you start tricking yourself into believing that you're not worth it, that it's your fault, that you shouldn't be here, that you shouldn't keep going, that all the little things, the negative things that your mind's gonna tell yourself. And that's why you need to focus on something so you can stay positive and you can have that end result. And then that end result makes you feel so much better. Like you finish something, you need to talk to somebody about it. So you can talk to your family, and if your family you don't feel like your family is going to understand, then I'm sure you have a friend that will be there for you and listen to you. I don't really have that many people in my life, but the few handful of people that I do have helped me tremendously. And if all else fails, you can message me and you can just write your feelings down, and some people have done that already, and you can feel free to do so, and I promise I'll get back to you. Because it's not worth it letting your mind tell you things that aren't true. And don't believe them. Don't believe all the negative stuff, because you are worth it. You are important. You are somebody. You're here. With that being said, I'm going to go eat. I'm going to reply to some emails and some text messages that I haven't replied to, check up on clients and stuff like that. And then I'm going to go work out. But if you have any questions or comments or concerns, just let me know. Or if you want to just message me and tell me about how crappy your day is going, by all means tell me and I will be there for you. Just don't give up, okay? And also, just notice the kids are still here. Okay, I'm done.